Salutations, friends and strangers of the interwebs. Welcome back to the channel. I am Said Stevie, and today I am out and about in nature once again. You might hear the sounds of the Skagit River in the background, so hopefully that's not too distracting. But I am tired of being cooped up in the house. And so I figured I'd get back out into nature once again, get some fresh air out off the Mountain Loop Highway again today. And I figured today would be a good day to show off my Chelette custom V1 that I picked up at Blade Show. No, apparently I can't talk. This is a knife that I picked up at Blade Show. It is a custom knife made by Gary Chelette out of, I believe, Texas. And as you can see here, this is the model V1. The steel is CPM 20CV. Heat treat, it's cryo treated. I'm trying to remember what that meant, but I believe he cryo treats his blade, so I don't know what the actual HRC is or anything. Really not into that type of spec, but anyway, like I said, this is a pretty sweet custom that I picked up on the last day of Blade Show. Gary Chelette is making all this in-house. He, I believe, is making his hardware. He does all the milling himself, does the heat treating of the blades and everything. And I thought that this was a really awesome looking blade, and so I figured I would pick it up while I was there. I don't own any other customs, and I figured it would be cool to come away from Blade Show with a custom, so that's the one that caught my eye, and that's the one that I got. So I am also dying to see what this thing looks like on the inside, so I figured I would do a disassembly and do a little maintenance while I'm out there. One thing I have noticed is that the blade is starting to show a little bit of sign of rusting in spots. And I don't know what to do about that, but I got to figure out how to treat this blade a little better. I don't know if that just means keeping it oiled or what, but anyway, I figured I would disassemble this and see what we got going on. So let's start with get out my WIA bits and my good screw bit driver. I believe I've already tried, this pivot does walk, so I'm probably going to Loctite it a little bit, but it's a T15 and I believe T8 on that, so I will get out the T15 and the T8 for when I need that. And let's start with taking out the body screws. So you see you have two here that go straight through, and then the pocket clip screws that I don't know we need to actually take it out or not. We shall see. Let's start with taking off the body screws there. And I am going to do my best to not lose these. Let's put them in the pouch in the order that they came out in. So back to front. Did a really good job on anodizing the hardware for sure, and I mean everything is anodized really well. Now I think that the pivot comes out on this side though, so now that the screws are out, I am going to try taking out the pivot screw, and I am right. So it comes off on the clip side, and you can already see the so the back spacer is held in by the screws, so very minimal. Look at that, he's already got skiffs installed on these. That is awesome. That is really awesome. I think that is a pretty groovy there. So I don't know what size these are. I'm going to guess that they are 3/16, not 5mm, but 3/16. And yeah, so it does appear to be oh, that is free spinning. However, okay, it does pop out. So I do have a free spinning pivot there. I think I have a backup if I need be. So you can see here, this is a very, very basic knife. We don't have any internal milling on either of the scales, but I'm going to take that stop pin out just so I don't lose it. Yeah, very, very basic, but done very, very well. And yeah, I'm pretty darn stoked that this has skips already installed in it. The action's already phenomenal. But yeah, that was a surprise there. So I'm going to go ahead and give these a little spritz down. You can see there is no lock bar insert on here. Now, I was told, God, who told me that? I think it was Kevin that said most customs don't have lock bar inserts. That's the first time I had heard that or really even thought about it. So I don't know why that is. But it is a thing. There is no lock bar insert on there. I'm not too worried about that. Should I be? I've never really inquired too much about why there's not. But you can see that there is a ceramic detent ball there. Just giving it a good wipe down while I am got it apart. And then we'll go ahead and lube everything up. Now, if you noticed, there are no washers in the bearing pockets there. Apparently, it don't need them. I don't know why there are not washers in there, but I'm sure he had his reasons for not having any washers. I'm going to go ahead and give the pivot barrel a little wipe down there. How is the background noise? So it's pretty darn loud, obviously, for me being here in person. I don't know how well it is picking up on the camera, though, but it's nice. It's soothing to me. I know I've had a couple people comment when I've done other videos that they feel the sound of the river in the background is pretty soothing as well. So you can see that the ceramic detent is wearing in a nice track there. And yeah, you can see signs of the rust. It's very minimal. I think that they make some rust sticks or something. I think KPL might make something that I should probably use to keep the blade oiled. Again, it's not usually that big of a deal, so I don't pay too much attention to treating my blades so they don't rust. Excuse me, folks. Still got a little bit of the COVID cough there. All right. We have everything completely cleaned at this point. I think I can start reassembling and lubing. So let's pop the that pivot into there. Let's put the stop pin back in. It's might be a little tricky having to line things up with the way there's no capturing pins for the backspacer, so things might get a little tricky. What am I going to use for lubrication? In my box, I got the KPLs, KPL regular, KPL heavy, and then I also have Slick-A-Mall. Let's use Slick-A-Mall. Why not? No, actually, you know what? I'm going to use KPL on this one. So I'm going to do a couple of dabs of KPL on the backside there. Man, the tolerances on this are perfect. You don't see any wiggle room on that. I'm going to give a little bit of lube to that there. Now I can, I'm going to put a little bit of KPL heavy on in the detent hole there. And I'm going to put just a little bit of lube on the blade. A little smear there. All right, now there is that. A little bit more. And a little bit on the inside there. All right, now put my bearing on there. Now I have to figure out how to keep this lined up. I am going to put a little bit of KPL in the bearing pocket there, and then a drop. Whoop, well, yeah. I put the heavy in there. I don't think it matters, but I'm gonna wipe that off. Have I been doing that the whole time, using the wrong stuff? Put a little bit on there. Put a little bit on there. Now is where things are going to have to get going to be a little tricky lining things up. How am I going to do that? Okay, bear with me, folks. By golly, do I have it? No, I don't. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pause for a moment while I figure this out. Okay, so I just need to start by, I'm going to get it started threading through the part of the backspacer there. I think there are some hikers nearby because I can kind of hear some talking. All right. So I guess if I have to take this apart again, I'm going to remember to not back these screws out all the way. I'm putting them in from the wrong side. That's what I'm doing. They're not supposed to go in on the clip side. Pause. Okay, so I got them fed through the right side now. Now I can put everything back together. And that will allow me to index this. Yep. Now I'm not gonna tighten everything down yet, just gonna get those threaded so it doesn't come apart. All right. Now, I don't think that the pivot is seated all the way. There it is. All right. Now I got the pivot all the way in. I can tighten this down. And I am going to Loctite this today, I believe, and let it cure. But let's just check, make sure I got... All right. I mean, look at the action on that. All right, so I'm going to tighten the body screws down. And now, T15, yep, right one. Check for centering, it's not on center, so let me mess with the pivot screw here. That is on center. A little too tight. Might need to back those body screws off just a hair, just a skosh. All right, I got no blade play at whatsoever, and that action is actually perfect there. So, yeah. I will say the detent is a little on the light side. Like you can easily fail this. If I'm being lazy about trying to deploy it, it will fail. You can see there. But, you know, that doesn't bother me because I don't, again, would I like it if it was a little more crisp? Absolutely. Nothing beats a totally dialed in, awesome detent. But I don't, when I'm messing with my knives, I don't lazily try to flick it out. So if I deploy it like I mean it, it fires out no problem. The other thing about this knife is that it's very left-handed friendly. So, yep, I got, again, I got no blade play here. Lockup is good. Do I have a little bit of lock stick? I do, and I didn't before. So what did I do there? Did I get oil on the blade tang? Is that what's going on there? I think so. Let me pause again, see if I can fix that. Okay, I think I have it fixed. I opened it back up and I put a lot more lubrication in there than I thought, and I had a bunch of oil on the lock face there, and cleaned that up, and yeah, it's good. I mean, look at that. That's as drop shut as you can get, and I don't have any. I got maybe the slightest blade play, but not much. Nah, that's solid right there. I mean, look at that. That action is ridiculous. Again, I did adjust the. I think I adjusted a little bit of the lock bar pressure, made it a little bit heavier, but it still has a very light detent. I'm not too worried about that though. Again, it's satisfactory to me. So I am going to back out the pivot, and I am going to Loctite it now. And I'm going to let this cure for a few days. So, the one thing that's not in here in my box is my Loctite. I know exactly where it's at. It's sitting on my desk that I used to Loctite something else recently and didn't put it back in my box. So no, I am not going to Loctite this today. I will Loctite this when I get back home. So let me clean up some of this stuff here right quick. I am done with that T8. But yeah, what do you guys think? Again, pretty awesome company, pretty awesome dude. I hadn't heard of Chelette knives prior to being at Blade Show, and he doesn't have a very big presence on Instagram or anything. So I'm pretty stoked to be in early on his work. This is his first folder. I know he something on that he did post. I think he's working on another folder already. But again, this thing is pretty dang gnarly. The attention to detail, you have a nice... See if I can show that off there. You have a nice crown spine. So it's nice and rounded off all the way down to very nice, robust tip there. It's not real thin behind the edge, but it does have a nice grind, a nice flat grind on it. He put a very, very wicked edge on it. And you can just see the attention to detail on the milling work that he's done. There's a little blem right there. I don't, Cue Ball picked that up after I got it, so I don't know what that is. Not too worried about that. Again, the pocket clip is nice. It's not a real deep carry, obviously, but I'm not too worried about that. This has gone in and out of pocket just fine. See the steel marking, 20 CV. Love these thumb discs. Not so much thumb studs, but thumb discs. They match the blue ano here. And it's like that's an inlay, but it's not. It's just another milling pattern that he did in this. So very, very, very awesome looking knife in my hand. Ergos, you can see I get a full 4 on this with my big old hands. Ergos are nice. No jimping there, but it doesn't need it. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't need it. No choil really, but I can choke up if need be. But back here, it's very, very comfortable. Not a single hot spot. I can feel the clip on the palm of my hand, but it doesn't, I wouldn't say it's a hot spot at all. Right in here, it is a little thin. And so I feel it, when I bear down on it really hard, but still extremely comfortable on here. The milling gives it some really good grip, but this is an extremely comfortable, in the, what is that, a hammer grip? And then the reverse grip there. So yeah, I am very pleased with this purchase, and I'm very interested to see what's next from Chelette Knives. I believe I'm saying that right. Chelette? It's not Chalet. I'm pretty sure it's Chelette. So that's it, folks. The Chelette V1 Custom. And I'll have all this linked in the description. Check him out. Let him know you saw his knife on Said Stevie's channel. Show him some love there. And like I said, I look forward to seeing what else Gary has coming up in the future. In the meantime, I am very stoked to have this guy here. You can look how left-hand friendly it is. I'm not left-handed, but I do fidget with my knives left-handed. And, it's not lock bar pressure sensitive at all. So I can fire it out, no problem with my thumb. I can middle finger flick it left-handed, no problem. And then right-handed, no problems whatsoever. Great knife. I think he just nailed it. That's all I got, folks. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, let me know down in the description or in the comments what you think about this. What was your first custom knife? Do you have a custom knife? Are you interested in customs at all? I don't think that this is something I'm going to be getting into per se, but I figured it would be cool to have at least one custom in the collection. And there it is. That will be the picture for the thumbnail, I think. Right there. Alrighty, folks. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Until the next one, I will talk to you mofos later. Deuces.